I am not sure if there is something in the water. I don't know if there's an email chain or a Slack chain. I don't know if these guys meet in the secret at Starbucks or something. But there have been articles written attacking Tulsi on the most nonsense, ludicrous material that you could come after Tulsi Gabbard with. But not just Tulsi, also on Mr. Bernie Sanders. And I want to talk about one that came out in Politico. Welcome to the Soapbox. So, like I said, the articles about Tulsi were less than substanceless and gave you more so about the person who wrote it as opposed to Tulsi Gabbard itself. In the case of Sanders, that particular author is just as bad. A little bit more camouflage, but just as bad. The author brings up the fact that Bernie Sanders is a millionaire. Oh, gas, we're aghast by that. And because Bernie Sanders is a millionaire, how can this millionaire go after people that aren't millionaires? Or for that matter, how can that one Mr. Bernie Sanders talk about a system that is unfair? Like, this is the nonsense that we're presented with. Look, you can hit people on some of anything. There are all sorts of things that you can hit Gabbard on. There are all sorts of things you can hit Sanders on. But this doesn't really hit Sanders per se, in as much as, I guess, hits at the socialist is a millionaire. He has $2 million, barely a millionaire, but he's a millionaire. This article from Politico suffers from several problems. Two main problems, let's say it that way. Interesting to see it, secret of Bernie's millions. They bring up the fact that Bernie Sanders was dirt poor when he was growing up. They bring up the fact that one of the houses that Bernie Sanders had a dirt floor. They bring up all of this. And they bring up that he ends up getting millions of dollars from his book deals. Okay. Basically, it's the socialist is a millionaire. Ha ha. Ha ha. Indeed. I don't understand the issue here. Two problems. Two extraordinary problems. Are we to believe that just because somebody is a millionaire that they can't turn around and attack the system that made them a millionaire, especially if they consider that system to be unfair or wrong or slanted? Why is it incongruent to do so? Smedley Butler was in the military at the time, highest honors, turned around and said war's a racket. That's him literally saying all of the work that I've done on behalf of the United States has been essentially for the behest of somebody else, as somebody else's profit. He did it. Also, FDR. Now, FDR didn't call himself a socialist, but let's be honest, Bernie Sanders is just a FDR Democrat. Even in the article itself, it makes the point that Bernie Sanders is not really radical. He's just like your uncle that's, rational. Just a rational uncle. I just want people to do their jobs when they're in government and things will work out right. It's in an article. But I guess my point is, FDR was going for a workers' bill of rights. They thought he was a traitor to his class. And he was, to some degree. But he understood that if things kept going the way they were going, that there was going to be hell to pay. He had to give some back. My point is this. Just because somebody has eked their way into the, millionaire class, does not mean they're incapable of looking at the system and making changes to an unfair, corrupt system. There's no incongruency in that. That's my point. It's a weird thing to say that can't take place. It's like you have to be dirt poor to be in government in order to be taken seriously for wanting change. That's nonsense. And the secondary point to that is that Bernie Sanders' argument is not about millionaires. The article makes somewhat of a logical fallacy. It continuously points to this notion that Bernie Sanders is a millionaire and he calls himself a socialist. The problem is, Bernie Sanders' argument is not about millionaires. It's about a system that would allow people to get billions of dollars at these companies and pay their workers garbage. So you have the situation of like a Walmart where these guys have $40 billion and their workers are literally on food stamps. That's his argument. That's his continuous argument. That's the argument that he's continuously made. The hitting of Amazon. You're making it as if he's talking about people who are millionaires. He's not. He's talking about a system that would allow those things to take place. Meaning, I guess my point is, you're wrong on 2 counts. A, you're trying to change his argument. That's the first count. But on the other count, even if he was what you say he was, it doesn't matter 1 iota. I don't see what one has to, millionaires can, yes, do good things. It's just an odd argument. And I don't even know what the hit point is. If the point of the argument is this kind of optics, where it's a tonal thing, it's not necessarily the content of the argument per se, in as much as the tone of the argument, that it will be received by certain people, maybe, but this is somewhat of a desperate piece. Like, if you're looking for a way to attack Sanders, this is somewhat of a desperate way to go about doing it. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Bernie Sanders is a millionaire. He has $2 million. Okay. But he also calls himself a socialist. Okay. Can socialists not be millionaires? And can people that are millionaires not look at a system as being entirely unjust? I mean, I don't get this. These attacks have just come across as extraordinarily desperate. We're on Gabbard or on Sanders. And substance doesn't seem to be a part of it. I would love to see that Twitter list that allowed these guys to talk together, the Slack file that allowed these guys to communicate with one another to put this stuff out. But this is sad. Mr. Broken asks, Sanders should call for action for Assange. When will the time to speak? Speak up. Sanders should call for action for Assange. When will be time to speak up? ? After he is dead, we need to be his media in the physical world. All right, guys, I'm not going to keep this long. I'm not going to keep this long. But this is a weird hit piece. This is just odd. They've been attacking these guys in odd ways. And this seems to be one of the things that they're trying to pursue. Bernie Sanders is a socialist and he's a millionaire. Ha, ha. Try again, dude. Try again. You better up your game.